We're doing a music spotlight today, folks. And again, it's none other than singer, songwriter, musician, the best I've known on that guitar and singing any style, any genre.
I'm gonna give you $5 for that.
Particularly, Southern rock and blues. And that guy, he from Stevie Ray Vaughan to Ted Nugent to you name it, Mike Castleberry. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing better now to get to see you, man.
Now, how many years has it been, brother?
Probably 15, something like that, or 16.
It's been a long time. We used to play at the Harbor in Rockwall, Texas. Started the first piano show down there, but during that time, I met this cat, Mike Castleberry. I thought, my gosh, this guy, just him and a guitar, can mesmerize an audience and any genre. He can sing anything, play anything. Man, he's played with a lot of legends as well. But you know what? This guy loves the Lord too. He loves Jesus. So none other than this incredible artist. You're an artist, brother. And Mike Castleberry. It's so good to have you with me today, man.
Thank you, sir. You gotta love the Lord, man.
I know you do. On phone calls before we got to do this, you were talking about some of the ministry you've been doing and how people have gravitated to the music and to the love of Jesus, brother. Why don't you give us a snapshot about that? What this new music you've been producing and recording? You've been doing it for a while. Tell us about it.
It's been a long, hard road, man, trying to get stuff recorded. And I started about 20 years ago, probably with Rusty Burns from Point Blank, and we started, and then he got sick and passed away. And I kept on trying. The devil keeps throwing wrenches in my spokes, man, and slowing me down. But my good friends, Jerry and Carrie Shirtliff, they invited me into their studio, and man, those guys are fabulous. They're fabulous, man.
Well, I've never heard anybody rock a hymn like you do. I mean, you can sing Amazing Grace and bring the house down, man, with your vocals and my gosh, and that guitar, and make that guitar talk. It seems like yesterday we were just you and me, keyboard and your electric guitar and your voice, and my goodness, we were playing everything, man. Eagles, Beatles, Elton John, Billy Joel, Bob Seger, Aerosmith, you name it. All those great,
whatever they requested,
whatever they wanted, man. And seeing people dance, and they just loved it. Those boomers love you, the Gen Xers loved you, and all that. But you've been doing music for a long time. When did you start?
Well, professionally, I guess in my first paying band back in the day, it was like 1969, wow. 68, 69, right there in the 6th grade, And I'm old now, so it's been a while.
Well, I tell you, man, when did you come to the Lord? And before you tell me that, who are some of the people that we would recognize that you've played with?
Well, I don't know, Freddie King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Rocky Athos, and guys from Thin Lizzy. I had a whole bunch of folks, man.
Now, you're singing my songs there. I mean, Thin Lizzy, The Boys Are Back in Town. I'm Just a Cowboy, and my goodness. And then you said Stevie Ray. Now, Stevie Ray's from Kilgore, right?
Oak Cliff.
Wow.
That's where I don't know. That's where he claims to be from. A bunch of good figures come from Oak Cliff,
What was it like? What was it like playing with Stevie Ray?
Oh man, I just sit there and go watching me on. It takes how many guitar players it takes to change a light bulb, don't you?
How many?
2. One to do it, and the other will go, heck, I can do that. Trying to learn,
Stevie Ray. I knew someone that said he was in their youth group at one time. Said he was kind of a shy kid. Was that the case?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a shy guy, but boy, when he got used to it, it opened up. It was a lot of fun, man.
I met a chef I believe it was Charles Stanley's chef. Of course, Charles Stanley has passed away since then. We stood in his office, and Charles Stanley, a lot of folks would remember, incredible longtime preacher, and on television. And he had this closet built into a prayer closet like a castle thing that he would spend time in every time before he preached, and an incredible man. But I met their chef. They had a huge church and a restaurant, and you know, that was like an outreach to the community too, was a restaurant. And the chef's name was Houston. Never forgot that guy. That cat, he said, yeah, I was a chef for Guns N' Roses and Van Halen, and I don't remember if you said Aerosmith or not either, but he said, yeah, I was an alcoholic, and Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't even know me, but he encouraged me to follow Jesus, and he paid $10,000 for me to go to rehab in the mountains. And I would understand later that Stevie Ray Vaughan would even have altar calls later in his life before he died. He went too soon, but he was talking about Jesus, man, from the stage. Stevie Ray Vaughan, shortly before he died. And of course, I remember, I think it was 1990, 90 or 91, that I heard the same day an announcement that his helicopter that he was in crashed and went down. And man, what a day. That guy, he was known to do that kind of a thing. Did you ever hear any similar accounts of Stevie Ray Vaughan doing that for people? He didn't even know.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
He's always doing good things for folks, and it's like his mama raised him right, you know, and he loved the Lord. I guarantee you, you know, he might have been out there doing some crazy things, but he never give up on loving the Lord, and you know, and he's an awesome guy, man. I sure miss him.
Well, you know what? Obviously, you know, he was an influence in your life, Mike. I mean, you've been playing in the Eastern Texas heavily for years now. I mean, it would be hard to find anybody, you know, in the Rockwall. Is it Greenville or Greenwood? Greenville area, Rockwall, Rowlett, all that area that doesn't know who Mike Castleberry is. I mean, you've been an attraction there musically, you know, for years now. And this is another chapter in your life, man. You've dreamt of this. I remember you first telling me this years ago when you started recording music about Jesus. And here you are, man. The songs you've been singing, oh my gosh, you know, could you hum a few bars for the people that are watching right now? Just choose a phrase or something. Let them get a little taste of Mike Castleberry.
I'm a Shetland pony today, but I'll see what I can do for you. Open your hearts and let Jesus in. Ask him for forgiveness. His blood will cover every sin. If you're feeling lost and alone, you'll never find a better friend. No, you won't. So open your hearts and let Jesus in. Yeah. No, open. I like it. So it's called Open.
Love it.
Open your eyes and see what Jesus has for you. There's a door about to open, and when it does, walk on through. Because on the other side, you'll find glory, and all things will be as new. So open your eyes and see what Jesus has for you. He goes, you know must what, man? Receive, man.
I can listen to that all day long, my man. Of course, knowing how you play and knowing how you make that guitar talk, and my goodness, oh man, I can't wait to see that recorded in a studio, a television studio too. You know, not everyone can do that style unless they have a band. But Mike, as long as I've known you, just you and a guitar, or you by yourself. I mean, you sound even greater for Zoom, man. But I would love to see you come to the Panhandle in Texas and West Texas and Oklahoma and other parts. You know, people, you know, you can connect with Mike Castleberry on Facebook, and but you can also catch him online too. Mike, tell us how to get what's another connection point online for Mike Castleberry?
Well, I've got my email address is papacast777 yahoo.com. And I got Mike Castleberry at gmail.com too. You know, come to Greenville, you'll find me, I guarantee.
Well, yeah, I typed in Mike Castleberry and boom, Mike Castleberry, Paul Castleberry music. And of course, you got great videos on YouTube as well. Mike, you know, you've been providing fantastic top rate music for decades. And now people who are seeing the need to expand their outreach for the world, who love good music, you know, you need to connect with Mike and have him come to your place. He's got all kinds of stories. You know, recently, Mike, you've seen firsthand the fruit of your style of ministry reaching people where they are. They may not be churchy people, but they're Jesus people. Yeah. You want to tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, good. One of my best buddies from a long time ago, Lauren Mixon, he passed away since he started a little ministry here in Greenville, and it's called Abba's House. It's there on Lee Street and St. John Street, and it's still going. But I ended up leaving from there to do what I'm trying to do now. And but you know, I sat there and people started hearing it. He's doing what? He's singing Jesus songs
because they know you.
And all these people, all these people had been out of sight for years, showed up there at the ministry, and they loved it, man. And you know, I got a message from a big guy, said, write your songs the way you write them, but so it'll turn around and bring the lost to me, you know. And that's what I've been trying to do with little messages and with songs and stuff. I got one song called "Turn Things Around." It's pretty cool song, man. I'll get you a copy of the CD, and I think you'll like it. It's a cooker, man.
Well, you know, you can't mention that and not sing a few bars. Turn things around.
We're gonna turn things around and spread your holy sound. Come on, let's turn things around and spread your holy sound. We thank you, Jesus. We thank you, our sweet Lord. Well, he took away my sorrow and he cleansed my sins away. He took away my sorrow and he cleansed my sins away. I've done seen too much hurting, so now Jesus leads the way. Come on, let's turn things around. Spread your holy sound.
All right.
I said, get on up and shout, because that's what it's all about. Get up and shout his name. Brothers and sisters, don't be ashamed. You know, he died for you and I. So let's all live for him on high. Yeah. But turn it around, yeah. It's pretty cool.
And knowing how you play, man, you rock that guitar. Oh my goodness. You were phenomenal 15 years ago. And my goodness, I can't wait to hear this. Well, you know what? But you still do it. You still do it. And you still can do it. And so, you know, when you play, it really is a labor of love, isn't it? You play through the pain. It's a part of who you are. You know, one of the things I wanted to say earlier is you know, there's people who play songs and play music, and then there's people, they are musicians. It's who they are, you know, and it exudes from them. Mike, as great as you've been all these years to the secular market, man, I just can't imagine what it would be like to experience you in a setting where Jesus is even more welcome. And I have a feeling that we're going to experience that with Mike Castleberry. So, Mike, my man, thank you so much for joining me today, brother.
Thank you, brother. See you. Thanks, man.
Can't wait. You know, we talked about, you know, filming you in the studio and to some of your songs as well. People need to get a taste of that. Connect with Mike Castleberry, folks. Again, he's on the road, and he's an incredible Jesus man, musician, and he can play all that other stuff too, you know. I can tell you some stories, man, that might surprise you people about where major key music came from, and while we have recorded this, I don't know if you've heard that story or not about Jesus and major key music. Have you heard that, Mike? About Jesus and major key? All right. Well, tell you what, if you want to hear that, we'll go into that. And so here's our close that we'll put into the show, folks. Check out Mike Castleberry, Mike Paul Castleberry Music on Facebook, and book him as soon as you can. All right.
God
Mike,
bless you, brother. Appreciate
God
it.
bless you. Let me tell you that quick story. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Because there's people who are watching us live and who will watch us live later too. Jesus was going to the city of Nain. It was not a town. It was a Roman outpost. So I should call it the Roman outpost of Nain. And his friend, who he raised up from a bed to walk, was a Roman senator named Licinius Apollonius. And Jesus was late to the day of tribute. It was a procession of a fallen soldier that the Emperor Tiberius had ordained. And Tiberius was not a good emperor, but he was a good warrior. And so each year there was the day of tribute, usually in August. And this certain day of tribute, they were to always choose a Roman soldier who had fallen in battle no later than 2 weeks before the day of tribute. They would bring him to that outpost wherever he was, and he would be in the day of tribute, and they would remove his organs, they would remove his brain, they would remove his eyes, his tongue, put him in a jar of honey and wine and vinegar, and they would take his casket and they would have a procession, down that toll road from Nain. And of course the priests would be there, the senators and politicians would be there. Jesus was late.
Hey, he's right on time, though.
He was right on time, but he was late for Licinius Apollonius, thinking, oh man. And here's the problem: if you stop the procession, you die. If you get in the way of the procession, they cut you down. That was the Roman emperor's orders. Well, Jesus showed up right on time, but late to everyone else's standards.
Right.
And he saw that this Roman soldier, his mother, she was a widow. They didn't have a welfare program over there, folks. You had to move off a base after 30 days. This widow would have been homeless and starving, and Jesus had compassion over her. So he stopped the procession. I can just see Licinius Apollonius's face. Man, what are you doing? They're going to kill you. And pops up out of that casket, according to the Roman Senate annals in the Vatican, pops up Marcus Infatius, the soldier. New eyes, new heart, new tongue, new organs. Yeah. He's raised to life. It wasn't a little Jewish boy, folks. It was a Roman soldier, documented. Marcus Infatius. Licinius Apollonius told the emperor Tiberius, he needs to be among your bodyguards. He was raised from the gods, quote unquote. Well, Marcus Infatius became a bodyguard to Tiberius and to other emperors. He died during the reign of evil Nero. But he had a son. He had a son named Gaius Infatius. Gaius rescued the writings of the Apostle Paul during the fire in Alexandria. But Gaius had a son named Meloditis. Meloditis.
I got you.
Who had a dream about Jesus, who said, make music worthy of me. So he raised the scale half a step to major keys. And Meloditis, where we get the word melody, made the major key scale. And every country that has enjoyed that major key scale, even rock and roll, came from Meloditis, who had a dream about Jesus.
That's an awesome story, brother.
So, brother, all those major key songs you've been singing in every country, folks, if you notice, that has major key music, only are those countries that have heard about Jesus. So there you go, my man. Well, hey, Mike Castleberry, we got a lot of work to do.
Yes,
And
sir.
thank you for joining me today, my man. Thank you, folks, for watching. Be encouraged. This is a season where everything is coming to the surface. The past, the present, the future, all coming together for days like these. So God bless you. We'll see you next time. Rock
God bless
on
you.
to that melody, and I'll talk to you soon.